Okay, tonight we're going to be working on some practical ways to deal with the rage from trauma and CPTSD. If everyone would mute, please.
Okay.
Thank you. So first, we're going to get a pencil and paper. You can take a minute to do that. And we're going to do some movement. And then we're going to do the relaxation. Because once we notify ourselves of what the particular thing is that we want to work on, and then we release it from our body, we're more able to deal with it on the psychological level to make sure we release any physical things that are being caused by it. The emotional body-mind connection is what our focus is on. So on your piece of paper, we're going to take 5 minutes to write, and just write down something that you know that you have rage about. Don't work yourself up into it. Just write down the situation. It can be something from childhood. It can be something that is a trigger for you, or something that you're dealing with in everyday life. But write it down, because we're going to deal with that directly tonight. And it'll be to the degree of your comfort. You might take a minute to focus and take 3 deep breaths, and then begin writing. You can close your eyes to breathe if you want, or you can leave them open. And your time to write starts now. Okay, that's about 5 minutes. And sometimes, especially when we have PTSD that is more complex, CPTSD, we can get lost in procrastination. We can drift through so many different scenarios that we have a hard time focusing on one thing. So by writing it down, this is going to be our focus. And if this works well for you tonight, this is what we're going to be doing for a while here on Wednesday evenings, and bringing other things into it as well, other forms of relaxation and other forms of focusing and grounding techniques. So with your focus on the thing that you just wrote, take a deep breath and allow your eyes to close. Check your body and see where you're holding tension. Are you holding it in your breath or your chest, your shoulders, your neck, maybe in your hips? Sometimes our legs. Sometimes we even curl our toes up. It can be in our hands. And when you focus on where you're holding that tension, begin to just gently move that part. For instance, if it's in your hands, you can understand and realize the truth that as you move your hand or move your foot, move it as though it's a dance movement. There's no set thing you have to do. Just move it, feel the airflow around it, and know that you are safe right here. You might want to even stand up and allow yourself to flow around the room. Just pay close attention to every muscle as you take one step after the other. If you're able to walk, then reach out with your foot and put your heel down and slowly rock forward on that foot. Move your arms and hands in such a way that you balance. And just gently keep moving. And we're going to do this for 5 minutes as well. Starting now. Roll your shoulders to the back. Stretch your neck up and maybe rock gently from side to side, from foot to foot. Feel the flow of your muscles and tell them that you're safe right here and right now. In this present moment, the energy is moving you from side to side and relaxing your body very deeply, letting you feel free. You are in the present moment. You aren't in the past. And you might glance at that paper that you wrote on and understand that that's away from your body. It's written down on that paper. You have a little bit of distance from it. Even if you're sitting at the table and have chosen not to walk, you can move back from that table. You can just gently stretch your legs out. Move as though you're a graceful dancer, just moving in the wind currents, feeling them flow over your face. Be aware of the time of day and the season, the temperature. Be absolutely where you are now. Be here now and begin to touch things around you that look pleasant, like a cool wall or the back of a chair. You are right here in this present moment. And what you wrote down, what might have been a concern to you just a few minutes ago, you realize that you're moving away from, and your body is releasing the tension that you were thinking about when you wrote. It is over there on that paper, separate from your body, separate from your mind. Your conscious mind recognizes you are in the present moment, and your subconscious mind is beginning to recognize it as well, because you're moving freely without anything holding you back or holding you down or suppressing you or your true self in any way. You might do a little turn and rock side to side again as though you were rocking a baby, rocking your inner self. Feeling good as you flex your muscles just slightly, just enough to move gently through the air, lifting and raising your arms, taking little steps, because little steps are excellent beginnings. Movement and gentle stretching. You might want to take a deep breath again and let go of even more as your body relaxes. And you can feel your body moving more easily, moving more gracefully around the room, one little step at a time, slowly feeling each muscle contract and relax, contract and relax, and breathe deeply as you know that you are safe here now. And you might repeat those words to yourself. Safe here now. Those things from the past are over there on the paper. And you begin to understand as you move around the room. Understand that you may have defined yourself by the things on that paper. You may have defined yourself by them for years, but you understand now that you can't define yourself by those things. They are things that happened over there on the paper. They happened back there in your past. They happened over there in another time. Time and distance have removed you from them. And now it's necessary to define your true self. Define who you are, not where you've been. Define who you are instead of what you've done or what's happened around you. Those things are completely different from your true self. And you can come and sit back down or lie down on a comfortable surface that's welcoming. And just allow your eyes to close. And take another deep breath and hold it to the count of 4. And listen to the silence as you enter a perfect state of meditation. And as you exhale slowly, you can feel the rest of the tension, even the tension that it took to have you stand upright or to move your arms through the air. Relax all of that because you are safe here now. Let's begin defining who you truly are. Think of the first word that describes your existence. You might think of the word woman, or mother. You might think of the person that you are might just be defined as person, a human being that deserves love and respect. And right here in this moment, you can practice giving yourself love and respect. You can practice relaxing into who you truly are, the things that you've done or that have happened or occurred in your life, those are over there. They're in the past. They're in another place and another time, and they aren't you. Stop defining yourself by them. You may have identified yourself as a victim. How would you like to identify yourself now? Because you're here in the present moment and you aren't a victim. You have lived. You have survived. And you have strength. You're a lot stronger than you thought. And you're beginning to understand that now. Now that you're looking at who you truly are, instead of just the things that have occurred. Your history isn't you. Any more than a book you read last year has anything to do with making you who you are. You may choose things along the line to define yourself, but you may need to redefine yourself when you look carefully at those things. Let's pick one right now. Just one word. One word that defines who you really are. Now choose one word that defines something that has happened. Something that might have caused you even extreme rage. Rage is different from anger because it causes you to stop thinking clearly and it causes you to lose your balance. Now feel your weight on that comforting surface beneath you. Feel your presence on that welcoming surface beneath you. And remember that you are here now. Just like when you walked around the room. Just like when you felt your legs move one after the other. Or you felt your arms move or your hands. You are safe here. You are safe here, and you stop defining yourself by that thing you just thought of. Because a thought is just a memory. It's just an electrical impulse in your brain. When we focus on it, it produces feelings. and it can produce sensations in your body. It can produce a feeling of dis-ease, however you define that. So, as you question, was the way I thought of myself in that a fact, or was it just a feeling? Because at that time that you wrote about, the feeling might have been very much fear or anger or rage or sadness or even pain. The feeling that you had was back then. So, besides the feeling that you had over there and back then in that other time and place, what is the fact? Facts are different than beliefs and opinions. What is the fact about you? The fact is, you put up with all of that. You took everything that they could dish out or the situation could produce, and you were strong enough to survive it. Maybe one of the survival skills that you learned to use, maybe it was rage. Maybe it was fear. But one way or the other, you survived. You have resilience. You were able to flex from one experience to another and to survive and flex back into some shade of normalcy. That resilience caused you to build a survival skill. That survival skill may have actually planted its seed in you, in your mother or father or your grandmother or grandfather, or maybe even your great grandmother or grandfather, because they had trauma and they survived it. And we can think about having generational trauma, or we can think about having generational resilience, because their survival skills got passed down to you. And as you relax and go deeper, you can feel a sense of peace. You can feel a sense of confidence go down through your body that any distraction or sound or annoyance just rolls off and away because you're focusing on you right here and right now. You are focusing on the benefits that have come down through generations of trauma, generations of survivors, generation of skills that have enabled you to know what to do. Some of those survival skills come from thousands of years ago, before the ancestors that you ever knew or thought of existed. Relax and go deeper. Let your breathing deepen and move down to a very deep, relaxed state. You are safe here, now. There were times that people had to run and hide in caves, or they had to run away from natural disasters. They had to fight for their lives. We've had those things happen to us in a different way, but you are safe here now. And the same way those terrifying things came upon them, other kinds of terrifying things may have come upon you many times. But you wrote about one, and that's the only one that you think about right now. Because somehow you walked away from that. And as time passed, you were able to walk away and survive many more things. The same as those ancient ancestors. We know they survived because we're here. You know you survived, and you're in recovery because you are here, and you are safe here now. Take a deep breath and allow a quietness of spirit to come in. Allow peace to flow down through your body to let you know how many thousands of times your body has reacted, your nervous system has reacted, your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And know that when you take a deep breath and relax, you engage your parasympathetic nervous system that allows you to cool down whatever information your sympathetic nervous system is acting on. Just relax. That's what you did when you moved around. That's what you did when you breathed. That's what you did when you got one piece of information that caused you rage out onto a piece of paper. You want to get it out? You did that. It's right out there where you can look at it. But right now we aren't looking at it. We're thinking of maybe stepping on it, or maybe wadding it up. We might even be thinking of throwing it away because you've stopped defining yourself by that experience. You know it was something that just happened to you. It didn't in any way become you, and you didn't in any way become it. So just relax and go deeper. And let yourself begin to think of some things that you would define yourself as. You might define yourself as being kind. Right now, you could define yourself as being peaceful. And I know as you breathe into every part of your body, a fresh breath of life, you are feeling relaxed and calm. When things occur, how do you define yourself? You can define yourself as confident that you know how to handle them, because most of them have happened before and many of them have happened much worse. And you're here, and you're safe here now. Let peace flow through you like a river. Let the season move on your body like magic of the turning tides, just flowing through you, growing and changing with each day, with each season of the year, winter, spring, summer, fall. That true self that is you moves effortlessly through all of them just because you are being yourself, being who you really are. A lot of times that we think of being a human doing, but we give ourselves time to stop being a human doing and become a human being. At least 5 minutes a day. Give yourself time to just move around mindfully, moving your muscles, feeling your body as you think, I am safe here now. You might want to start a practice of walking 10 minutes a day. Just walk 5 minutes away and 5 minutes back. Come in and relax for a minute. Take some deep breaths because you are safe here now. You can go very deep into relaxation now because your subconscious is learning. And your subconscious loves to learn. It loves to learn how it can move from one uncomfortable phase just by learning a few things. It can move into a much more beneficial and happier place where it can genuinely help you because it always wants to help you. It always wants to take care of you. It can only do that with what it knows. And that's why we need to teach it now. That you are safe here now. Imagine what it feels like to be confident, to walk into a room of people you don't know and assume that they're going to be just fine. They're going to be friendly. They're going to like you. And you're going to find some of them that you like. That doesn't mean everybody's going to be lifelong friends, but it does mean that you can be confident and know that even if every person there is having a hard day and they're in a difficult mood, it doesn't have to affect you. In fact, you could be the one that says, "Hey, this is great, isn't it? Having such nice people together, that's just great. I'm happy I came." And that statement can change the entire scene for a bunch of other people just because they were feeling the way you used to. They were feeling like nobody really wanted to be there. What if everybody in the room felt like it was their responsibility to lighten the feeling in the room and to make it a happier experience for themselves, not for everybody else, but for themselves? And they would be feeling confident and more open. You can see how this can be contagious. When you give yourself the happiness and the feelings of safety that you deserve, you actually inspire other people. There's nothing selfish about it. Because if you never give yourself those things, you really never have anything to give other people. I don't mean doing for them. I just mean that person that you want to be. A happy, confident person that loves themselves, that knows they have skills and abilities, that knows they've stopped defining themselves by things that have happened in their life, just like you have. And you start defining yourself by who you are, not the many things that have taken place around you, not by the many experiences you've had. All of those things come from outside. And you're dealing with who you really are. You really are safe here now. And that experience that you wrote down over there, it doesn't seem so important from the relaxed state that you're in right now. Because you know that you took care of that and you got it out and you wrote it down and you can leave it there. If it comes back, you can remind yourself that you got it out and you left it there. Remind yourself. Whatever it is, it doesn't define who you are. It only speaks about something that has been done to you or done by you, but that's an action. that you can start or stop anytime you choose. When you do something, that's something you can start or stop. When you are something, who are you? And that is a vitally important question for us to ask ourselves every day. You are a soul that has come into this life to love and to be loved and for your growth. And as long as you're being that, you are a human being instead of a human doing. And you are safe here now. That echoes through your mind every time you pay attention to the movements of your body, every time you pay attention to the feeling of the immediate present place where you are. Every time you remind yourself of who you truly are. And begin to bring that back with you into your waking state. One step at a time, one gentle, small step. It changes everything. Is your subconscious knowing the difference between things that have happened and who you are. You stop defining yourself this moment by the occurrences in your life. You see your strength and your confidence, and you bring that with you into your waking state. And in just a moment, when I count from 1 to 5, at the count of 5, when you open your eyes, relaxed, refreshed, deeply at ease, and aware of who you truly are, and that you are safe here now. When I count 5. Number 1, just begin to come up. Number 2, feel your weight on the surface beneath you, that welcoming surface, comforting surface, and supportive surface. Number 3, just take a deep breath and know that we always lean on things that support us and never on things that don't. Number 4, feel the need to stretch, move around a little bit. And number 5, just open your eyes, wide awake and feeling wonderful in every way, all the way back. Just feeling great. And you are safe here now.